Hello and welcome to today's episode of Focus Atlanta. I am your host, Keisha Lancelin. Thanks so much for tuning in with us this Sunday afternoon. In our first segment, we're going to talk a little bit about safety. Bath safety for the kiddos. In fact, I'm here with Scott from British Swim School.
Hello.
Hi, Scott. Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, okay, coming from a swim school, I'm sure people often think about water safety when they think about you guys. But how often are you, telling people or having to tell people about bath safety?
Well, it's something the British Swim School as a whole is very focused on. Our motto is survival of the littlest. And so we are a safety first swim school. And so anytime we can share facts and information about water safety in general, we try to do so.
Oh, that's excellent. And I think the other thing that, immediately when I heard, bath safety, I thought about age ranges. Are people do people ask you what age range they should be concerned about when we're talking about bath time safety?
Honestly, it's any age. And that's the great thing about British Swim School is we're focused on the safety of anyone from infant to however old, because there are people that are afraid of water at all ages, and it's a life-saving skill. So
wow, I hadn't even thought about the fear aspect for some people, children in particular. Well, get me started. What's one of the first tips you give to people about bath safety?
Well, I think one of the first things is never leave a child alone in the bathtub. A parent or an adult should always be there for supervision. A drowning can take place in less than 2 inches of water, and it can happen very quickly and very silently. So honestly, a parent should be there at all times and never leave even a sibling as a substitute for adult supervision.
Oh gosh, I hadn't even thought about that. You're so right. I'm sure parents often think, oh, okay, I'll just, grab this for 1 second. You're saying no, absolutely not. If the child is in the tub, you should be right there.
100%, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a great start. That's our first tip. What's next?
Well, a lot of people, bath time is supposed to be fun. We try to make it fun for kids, being in the water, trying to acclimate them, right? And that's big for British Swim School when it comes to teaching lessons. So I think some people have this idea that if they have one of these bath seats that they can put their child in, that they're safe and they're okay. But the reality is the bath seat is fun, but it's not something that is going to prevent the child from drowning. So don't rely on that as your safety net.
Oh, that is good to know. You're right. I'm sure a lot of people do think, well, it's not just fun, but it's also safer, but not necessarily. Don't count on that as your safety measure for your child while they're in the tub.
Absolutely. Yeah, that should not happen.
Okay. And you mentioned something earlier when parents, perhaps substitute a child or something like that. Can we just talk a little bit about that? Because I do think that often they think, okay, well, if I just leave them while their sibling is in here, they're okay. And you're saying, no, that's not a good idea. That's not something we should get in the habit of doing.
It's not. I mean, younger children just don't have the same attention span, the same knowledge, same understanding of what's going on. So yeah, leaving a sibling is not a good idea. The adult should take responsibility and be there during the entire bath time. I guess another thought is they should come prepared for that bath too. Like have the clean diaper, have the towel, have the change of clothing, have the soap, have the shampoo, because you might think it's as simple as, oh my gosh, I forgot to grab the diaper. I'm just going to run out there and grab it from the room from the nursery next door. But in that amount of time, tragedy can happen. So as an adult or as the guardian for that child in the water, prepare yourself for that bath also.
Oh, that's an excellent tip. Prepare yourself, have everything that you need right there with you before you even put the child in the water.
Yep.
Now, I got to ask you, Scott, is there a place where we can go online to learn some of these tips and to learn more about British Swim School? Because I imagine you guys have these type of tips all the time.
We do. And you can go to BritishSwimSchool.com /Gwinnett Hall, Gwinnett-Hall. is our website, or you can just go to the main BritishSwimSchool.com website.
Scott, thanks so much for making time for us today and sharing all of these safety tips. It was a pleasure to see you.
Pleasure. Thank you for your time. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. All right, guys, what a great time to talk about safety, talk about the safety of your children at bath time. I know sometimes we don't even really think about it, right? Because, we're there and, but bad things can happen in the, blink of an eye. So take the opportunity to go to the website, maybe pick up some of these tips. He only gave you the tip of the iceberg. He has so much more. So go to the website and learn more. And stay tuned to More Focused Atlanta. We'll be right back.